Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news, this time for the week ending the 30th of July. We take a look at all of the week's important infos, polish it intensely before releasing it on YouTube. The schedule report. There's been around a week's additional delay with the schedule report. Let me read you the blurb as it's not all doom and gloom. This week we've entered optimization, polish and bug fixing phase for 3.0's feature set. As there have been so many features and content implemented, we've encountered some stability issues that we would like to address before going to a wider test audience. The ongoing work on the new patcher that will save you having to completely re-download each build, and some bugs with the copy build 3, our internal version of the patcher, have slowed us down. Because of this, we've pushed back the Evocati and subsequent date ranges to reflect the additional time needed to get Star Citizen Alpha 3.0 ready for prime time. The aimed release dates now stand at an Evocati build between the 3rd and 17th of August, a PTU build between the 18th and 31st of August, and a live build currently targeted at the 4th to the 8th of September. Extra polish is something that I don't think they should be working on for the Evocati builds. I personally think that they should get them out and then polish them during testing, but that's just my opinion. But I do understand that 3.0 is a massive release for them, and there might be some wider blockers there that kind of prevent them from doing that. I still think it's very possible that we could potentially have a live build for Gamescom, even though it's not in that current window, not just a wider PTU release. It's based on the amount of bugs and the speed of the builds that they can get out and fixes during their Evocati and PTU phases. Hopefully, if the Delta patch is launched with the Evocati build, which it should be, this should mean that the patching and testing process will be significantly easier and quicker for all parties involved. This week's sneak peek was that of the Bearing P4AR. This assault rifle has been the standard of UEE Marines for centuries, featuring 3 fire modes. This durable and reliable weapon is beloved by soldiers and civilians across the UEE. I also noticed there was a hidden picture in the newsletter, the rendered texture on the HUD, which is worth showing again. This is cool. This is the rendered texture kind of tech used on a HUD or on the helmet visor, which is pretty cool. Some other headlines. So I have talked about this before, but the 5 to 10 systems statement from GameStar was incorrect. They are not scaling back the Star Citizen universe for release. GameStar's statement was lost in translation. I do have a video about that, and we'll link it down below. The Cyclone is still on sale until August 2nd, so check that out if you're interested in picking one up, though I do suspect they'll be relatively easy to get in the verse once they're out, which is probably going to be for 3.1. CIG have also stated that the Urza that have been previously purchased that didn't have a insurance level stated will retroactively get lifetime insurance or their parents' ship insurance, whatever's the lowest value. So there were some Urzas that were sold by themselves, effectively, as individual items. They'll get lifetime insurance, but if it was part of a package, it will be whatever the package's insurance is. We should see the Origin Jumpworks 600i luxury ship up next on concept after that Cyclone. I suspect we'll see that around the Gamescom time, end of August, along with a larger, wider sale. What have the Austin studio been up to getting ready for 3.0 over the last few weeks? They've had a first pass with kiosks and commodity trading. They're putting items into shop inventories all ready for 3.0. They've been focused on getting shops related to the persistent universe and other landing zones functional. They're also getting those updated, and a pass of the Area 18 shops as well now. Armour is purchasable and equipable piece by piece as well now. Remaining ships have been implemented into Price Fixer. This works out the value of a ship, components, its insurance, value and timings, and was going to be used in 3.0 to see what ships need to be tweaked both stats and value-wise. Miles Eckhart has received even more work and polish, getting him ready. They've been using feather blending to merge animations, actions, and voice lines all together. There's a lot going on, and they try to make everything look as natural as possible, and lots of animations can happen, and things can interrupt him and that sort of stuff. He has received additional code as well to support and allow reputation to dictate his conversation paths and missions that he will give to a player. They have pretty much completed the Cutlass Black and moved on to the white box meshes and materials for the Cutlass Red and Blue variants. Once the first pass on the exterior for those variants has been done, they will then go on to the Constellation Phoenix, and that's going to be getting the rework. They are also fixing some issues with the Hornets and the Constellation Andromeda, and then they're going to be doing a Constellation Aquila promo video soon. Back-end services are preparing for the deployment of Diffusion The game servers now have full access to the Diffusion API, and they're going to start using it with the shopping services in 3.0. They're also converting services down into mini services, so they're converting the persistent cache and general instance manager into smaller, stateless, diffusionized services, allowing better performance and scalability. The PU animation team are working on implementation of the NPC wildline system, combined with feather blending, allowing them to blend performance capture and NPC's dialogue with a huge number of other animations, and it will all feel natural, and it will all be interruptible, and it will react to players. They're also filling in gaps in the missing performance capture from their original stuff, so they've got better transition animations as well now. They are continuing to work on cockpit and turret experience, implementing button presses using the item system 2.0 in cockpits, and generally making gun turrets in cockpits and that sort of stuff feel better. And they've been finalising the dashboard metrics across the ships that use the same cockpit types as well. DevOps have been increasing the capacity of their build and deployment pipelines in preparation for Alpha 3.0 going online, and support for the Delta Patcher has also continued. They have completed another major upgrade to the Austin network. Basically, they've got some more hardware in there, so they can get deliver more builds in parallel is the idea there. They've been working on derelict crash site sounds for different moon environments, spaceship debris noises, and ship emergency states. QA have been testing the reworked Cutlass Black, various Alpha 3.0 gameplay, gravity, freefall mechanics, the Moby Glass, missions and the mission manager, large-scale playtests, and testing all of the ships with item system 2.0. And the stamina and breathing system is also getting some changes and some balance as well. And they've also expanded the player relation team there with 4 new staff members. Let's check out what the Turbulent Studio have been doing. They're doing the website and stats page, so they are updating the website with a much more in-depth stats page for all of the ships. They're updating the ship specifications in the database, as well as getting ground vehicles in there at the moment. The new stats will show all of the hard points available for each ship or vehicle, including quantum drives, fuel tanks, and much, much more, as well as being accurate to what the ships actually have and can do. Weapons are going to be size 1 to 12, but there's going to be a new sizing scheme for ships and components that aren't weapons, with small, medium, and large. I also believe that there's going to be vehicle-sized components as well, which are smaller than ship small components, and capital components, which are larger than large. But don't 100% quote me on that, because that's what I believe the current plan is. This update to the stats will allow for more accurate comparisons between ships, roles, capabilities, and for it all to be much more clearly defined what ships actually do and what they're supposed to be showing us. And we're going to start to see more in-depth components and items and stuff being shown on that stats page. Spectrum, so version 3.3.6 has gone to the EVA Carti and has various features added, including a new text editor, hyperlink formatting, preview posts and drafts, as well as mini profiles with Reddit-style karma. The Delta Patcher, so they are working on getting the new launcher and Delta Patcher, which is bundled together, obviously, working. They've updated the visuals for that launcher and have been working on digital distribution channels. This looks like the final stages of the Delta Patcher, and it should still be released with Alpha 3.0. There was also a featurette on persistence for Alpha 3.0. Basically, ships and players will be able to log out, and when they log back in, they'll be in the same place. Cargo will also persist in your cargo bay, and cargo, ships, and items will all be able to be stolen. There is a clear difference between physical and legal ownership. And that's it for the news this week. Every month we try to give away a ship. For July, it's a Nox Q. All you need to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen videos during the month. Do you have any questions about Alpha 3.0, about the schedule, about Lumberyard, or Star Citizen's development in general, pretty much anything, just drop them in the comments below. A special thank you to my patrons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you are interested in becoming one of them, the link to Patreon, as well as everything else we've discussed, is below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I will see you in the verse.